From the very beginning, he has not only provided his unwavering support for this event, but supported many other youth-led organizations in our community. On behalf of all the organizers, we would like to extend to him our deepest gratitude. Please welcome Legislator Josh Lapizan to the stage.
Woo!
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Josh Lafazan, and I have the distinct privilege of serving as Nassau County Legislator representing the 18th District, and I'm also so proud to call Syosset my hometown. And I'm so inspired by these Syosset young organizers who brought us together for today's event. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, my message to our Asian American neighbors is very simple. We are reaffirming 4 very important words right here and right now. Not on our watch.
Woo!
2 months ago, I hosted a rally on the front steps of the Nassau County Legislature to declare that hatred towards our Asian American neighbors has no place on Long Island. And during these past 2 months, we have seen rallies hosted all across Long Island by different community groups. But despite these showings of solidarity, we are still witnessing hate in this country. Despite people standing together against intolerance, there is a very real and palpable fear that pervades the Asian American community. So we have a choice today between 2 options. We can despair in our belief that the world is a hateful place and accept it. Or we can rejoice in our belief that as Americans, it is both our right and our responsibility to remake a better world in our image. And ladies and gentlemen, I will always choose the second option. So I say to my friends and neighbors, as words are important, because as a society, in order to fix a problem, we first have to declare that there is a problem. But actions, thank you. But as important as words are, actions are far more important. And that's my message here today to all of you. We have to stand up and we have to fight back, but we have to do it together. And that means if you see an individual that's being harassed or attacked, step in. We teach our children from a very young age not to bully. We have to teach all people of all different ages to intervene. And this also means calling 911 if you see a hate crime. It means if you hear a racist joke or hurtful comment, say something. Prejudice in private evolves into racism in public. And the most effective check we can put on a hurtful person is their family member or close friend. And it means listening to our students of color about their experiences dealing with racism and honoring their experiences. We do not need to reaffirm the contributions of any community as our reason to stamp out hatred. Our common humanity is what drives our need to do so. But let's look at all the Asian American community has done in recent months. In my district alone, they helped distribute hundreds of thousands of masks to vulnerable residents. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars and thousands of dollars worth of food to first responders on front lines. They've helped shop for senior citizens, raised money for those in need, volunteered on the front lines, and kept our community safe. When we needed them most, our Asian American neighbors stepped in during COVID to make a difference in our community. Our Asian American neighbors are to be embraced. And in the United States of America, nobody should ever fear assault simply for existing in their community. I will do all I can as your legislator to ensure that Nassau County remains a safe place for our residents. Because no matter where you come from, or what religion you practice, or who you love, this county and this country belongs to all of us.
Yeah!
I want to end today with a special note for our youth organizers and students who are in attendance. So, everyone who organized, everyone who's in school, this message is for you. I understand how hurtful it must be to witness such vile bigotry being directed at others. And I can only imagine how painful it must be to have that hate directed at you. I also know how frustrating it must be to wait and to wait and to wait for progress to come. My message to all of you is that we are the ones that we've been waiting for. Because as the largest and most educated and most diverse generation in the history of this nation, it's our time to lead. To stamp out hatred once and for all. And I have unshakable optimism that things will get better. Because it's our generation that will form that more perfect union. And to deliver the better world we all deserve. And I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you every step of the way. Thank you, everyone.
You've heard some incredible speakers today. They're motivating, they're amazing. Our young people have spoken so beautifully. Alan and Sabrina, I am so proud of your contribution today, but I'm also so proud of what both of your organizations have done during the pandemic to support our community and to make the world a better place. Really remarkable. Thank you, Tim Lau, for your support and assistance that CAS provided when we reached out. I'm going to speak to you from the heart. As the student organizers invited me to come to the rally today, one of them mentioned something I hadn't considered, whether I should be concerned for my safety, given the frustration of some community members right now. I seldom have to give thought to my safety, but for this high schooler, it was top of mind. It brings into sharp focus the difference in experience someone who looks like me has from someone who doesn't. So many members of our community are now forced to confront worries about their safety every day. I have spoken with Asian American members of the Syosset staff who describe being truly frightened to go to the grocery store, to ride the train, to visit loved ones in New York City. This is a national problem, but nations are collections of institutions like schools and people like us. We have got to work together because we are all we've got. Our schools have a role to play. We can teach about Black history and Asian American and Pacific Islander history, not just in February and May, but throughout the school year. It is not a subset of American history, it is American history. We can also make sure that students feel physically and emotionally safe, know what to do when they don't, and have confidence that if they speak up for themselves or for others, they will be heard. And we can continue to hire a more diverse staff. Syosset staff is more diverse than it was 7 years ago, but work still remains. Prior to the pandemic, we were forming partnerships to diversify our talent pipeline and even brought education majors on a bus from Queens College to visit our campuses and meet our administrators. But ultimately, whatever our schools do will only be meaningful if the students in them choose to enact real change for the future they want to see in their lifetime. Our world is polarized. The future seems uncertain. Conflict seems inescapable. Intolerance in general and anti-Asian hate in particular are on the rise. These problems are caused by people, and people must be the solution. Our school's mission statement says that we believe students should be empowered to change the world. I'm incredibly proud of the young people who came here today to stand up for love, unity, and action, because all three will be needed to build a brighter future. The final moments of today's events will be the singing of our national anthem. The last strains of our anthem talk about the land of the free. But what does that really mean? No one is truly free until everyone is free. Free to be who they are without stereotyping, free to participate fully in American life, free to go where they choose without fear for their safety. If there was a risk in me coming today, there was a far greater risk in me not coming, because it would mean that I let my own fear or other people's anger deter me from saying and showing that I stand with you.
Thank you, Assemblyman Chuck Levine.
Now, I'd like to introduce the Minority Leader of the Nassau County Legislature, Legislator Kevan Abrahams of District 1. Mr. Abrahams is an African-American lawmaker who has represented some of Long Island's most underserved areas for almost 20 years. Legislator Abrahams is unable to join us in person today, but he would like me to read the following statement. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Sabrina Glow and everyone at Lilac for their tremendous efforts on behalf of Nassau residents. During some of the most challenging moments of the COVID-19 pandemic, Sabrina and Lilac worked with my office to deliver thousands of pieces of PPE, hand sanitizer, pieces of personalized artwork, and most importantly, hope to communities I represent. For that, the residents of the 1st Legislative District will always be grateful. Today, we are joining forces once again as part of another essential mission in our society. Not only are we all here today to celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month and generations worth of remarkable contributions to American society, we're combining our voices to say loudly and clearly that hate has no place in our communities or our hearts. At a time when we have seen Asian Americans across the country increasingly become the targets of horrific violence and senseless bigotry, it is truly inspiring to see such a diverse and multi-generational group standing together as one united force in pursuit of inclusion, equality, and justice when the need is so great. I applaud you and salute your commitment to positive change in Nassau County and our nation. Thank you, Legislator Abrahams, for standing with the AAPI community.